We are with the Week 11 power rankings, and the Detroit Lions, after holding the #1 spot heading into Week 9, after that loss against the Minnesota Vikings, dropped from 1 to 7. I totally expect them to be in the top 5 after their victory over the Washington Commanders. The Green Bay Packers lost, the Buffalo Bills lost, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they lost as well. So I am very curious to see how that is going to be heading into Week 11. We have already hit the halfway point of the season. The Super Bowl is less than 100 days away, and I am really hoping that the Detroit Lions at least make the Super Bowl. If they make the Super Bowl, I want them to win it. I would prefer to wait until we're going to win than to make it and lose, because you really never know when you're going to get back. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go back to 2023 when we were right there, who knows? I think we would have won that Super Bowl regardless of having a pass rusher opposite Aiden Hutchinson. Speaking of pass rushers, man, Jalen Phillips did pretty good in his debut for the Philadelphia Eagles last night. I saw that Howie Roseman has made 96 trades under the Philadelphia Eagles, and he made 9 this season alone. This season and offseason, he made 3 at the trade deadline. That's how you win championships. Without further ado, let's get into the Week 11 NFL Power Rankings. All right, so this is coming from NFL.com, and let's see what the header has to say. And I'm going to try to do my best to remember to move up the page so you guys can see it and it's not blocked by the banner below. It says NFL Power Rankings Week 11. Patriots storm into the top 10 after impressive win. Packers and Steelers slip. Okay, so we know that the Patriots are in the top 10. I think the Packers were just on the outskirts of the top 10, and the Steelers they're not looking too good, man. I can't believe the Baltimore Ravens are right like one game away from leading the division after being 1-5. That never happens. All right, so the #1 team is got to be the Philadelphia Eagles. It's got to be the Eagles after Seattle Seahawks. I forgot about them, man. Okay, Seattle Seahawks is going to be #1. That's right, because the Rams were #2 and the Seahawks were #1. So with the Rams winning, I'm going to say that the Rams are #2. The Philadelphia Eagles are #3. Nope, the Colts. Oh, boy. All right, so that means that the Eagles are #4. The Philadelphia Eagles are #4, up 1 spot. Was I right that the Detroit Lions was able to come up 1 spot or 2 spots and be in the top 5? Here we go. The Detroit Lions, let's go. Let's go. The Detroit Lions, #5, up 2 spots. What is #6 going to be? The New England Patriots, up 5 spots, man, into the top 10. #7, the Kansas City Chiefs. They actually were off. They were off, right? They had a bye week and they still dropped down. And then you have #8, the Denver Broncos. They're playing really good football. #9, the Buffalo Bills, down. When you lose to the Miami Dolphins, like a 1 or 2 win team, then you got to drop like that. And then #10 is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, down 2 spots. All right, let's see what he had to say about the Detroit Lions. Says, Dan Campbell took over offensive play calling, and the Lions had arguably their most productive showing of the season on that side of the ball. Bully for them. Look, I realize why it created a little drama, essentially stripping first-year play caller John Morton of his duties midseason, but it worked, and that's all that matters right now. Even against a Washington defense most teams have gashed this season, it was a thorough thrashing that saw the Lions score on every single offensive possession prior to running out the clock at the game's end. That it came against that team that vanquished Detroit in the playoffs last season added a little sweetener on top. Tougher challenges await, but the Lions gave a reminder that they still can go nuclear when they're on. That I couldn't have put it any better. And we know that Dan Campbell, man, like Dan Campbell is going to wind up calling plays against the Philadelphia Eagles, especially what I saw to conclude Week 10 on Monday Night Football. The Philadelphia Eagles is like Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown was barely involved. Devontae Smith is the one that was killing them. So it's like if we can really spread our weapons around like we did against the Washington Commanders, and we didn't even get Isaac Tesla involved. Think about this. David Montgomery didn't have his best game. Like he wasn't involved early, and Tesla had 1 target and 1 catch. If we can get Khalif Raymond going, Tesla going, David Montgomery going on top of Jamison Williams, and I'm so mad. I actually had Jamison Williams on my bench because he wasn't getting the ball. If I would have put him in my fantasy matchup yesterday, I would have won. But I lost because he was on the bench. I had Rashid Shaheed. He had 3 points. Jamison Williams had 23 points, and I lost my fantasy matchup. Upset about it. I didn't know Dan was calling the plays. If I would have known that, I would have put him in, but it is what it is. So I can't deny. I mean, you know what's funny is Dan Campbell was asked about the revenge aspect of the game, and he was like, it's not really about that. And you know what's funny is it didn't feel like one. It did not feel like a revenge game at all. I don't know why. Maybe Jaden Daniels was hurt, maybe because the Commanders aren't that great of a football team this year. And I saw a clip from Marcus Mariota when he was like, we don't know, like, we got to fix this. We are just miserable right now. And that was with their quarterback, their starting quarterback. So, but the Detroit Lions, man, nuclear. I love that word. I love the word and love what our offense can do. And I think that this does spell the end for Johnny Morton. And I said, like I said the other day, I wanted to clear something up because it was like, oh, you were supporting Johnny Morton. I was. But you can't throw your players under the bus. Like, you can't do that. So you knew when you got in front of the media on Wednesday or Thursday, whatever day that was, and you proceed to throw your players under the bus, you knew that you weren't calling plays. Like, Dan let him know on Monday, like, yo, I'm going to let you know right now, this ain't going to work. I'm going to call plays this game. And I think, and so for that reason alone, I'm like, dog, you don't do that. Not when you have a coach and you have a team and a team full of coaching staffs that they own up responsibility. They take responsibility even when it's not their responsibility to take responsibility. They take responsibility. So for a guy to just throw his players under the bus like that, no, dog. No, not when we have Jared Goff who owns it. Everyone on our team owns it. It's how I can be better, what I did, even if it wasn't their fault. So for me, that sells that Johnny Morton is not really, I don't know, man. That's a guy that I don't see being on this team for very long. But unless Dan gives play calling back and he just runs the table, like, I mean, Morton just spreading the ball out, is there time for him to redeem himself? I say yes, but will it be enough? I don't know. Because if you lose the locker room, once you threw the players under the bus, you begin to lose the locker room if you haven't lost it already. Nobody wants that around the building. They don't. They'd be like, listen, you got to go just because the players ain't vibing with you. Like, you know, and we could be where we're looking for our second coach, our second offensive coordinator in just as many years. And there's going to be some guys, man. I know a lot of y'all were mentioning Mike McDaniel. He might not get fired. I don't know. The Dolphins will be looking for a new GM. I believe they're looking for a new GM, so they're probably going to want to bring in their own guy. I just don't think the personality of Dan Campbell is going to mesh with Mike McDaniel. That's just me. So it has nothing to do with the way he dresses. But to me, that's not our style. Like, we got dudes that will go to war. Mike doesn't seem like that guy. You know what I'm saying? And just the clash of coaching styles, I just don't think it's going to work for Detroit. But we'll have, opportunity. And a lot of people were talking about David Shaw, that he can be elevated. That seems like what Detroit would do is hire internally and bring somebody else in. I don't know, whatever they feel is best for the team. I mean, there's some guys that'll probably be out there. Like we talked about Brian Dable, he'll maybe be available. And then you have some other guys as well with the coaching changes that'll be going on around the NFL. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Right now, I am 50-50 on Philadelphia. I'm going to keep it a buck. I thought I was better. I'm not 100%. I don't know if I'm like well enough to travel. Then on top of that, y'all are blaming, like y'all want me to stay home. So it's going to take me either going and winning or I stay home and we lose for this stupid, whatever this cursed jinx thing y'all got going on that is over with. So I don't know yet. I don't want to be stuck at the airport. I've also considered driving as well. I really don't know what I want to do yet, but I know that I do not want to be stuck at the airport. So I was even thinking about driving. I was even thinking about, okay, just driving down on Sunday. It's a night game. It's 8.5 hours. If I left at, I don't know, 6 in the morning, I'll get there right when the gates open and then somehow will my way through on the way back. I'm going to tell you another reason why I'm contemplating. So for me, it's all about the win-loss, right? So if we win, Even though it'll be a crazy drive, the drive will be worth it driving back with a victory. If we lose, then that'll suck. But if we also lose, I'm going to be thinking about the money that I spent. I'm going to be thinking about, see, you don't really think about the money with the win, but when you lose, man, you be like, dang. And then I'm going to be thinking about, okay, I'm in this hotel. I got to do all of this stuff. I got to then travel back home. So I don't know, man. I'm on the fence right now. I've got about 72 hours to decide before I cancel my flight. And also, like, real talk, the most important things is, one, the airports, and two, I'm not 100%. And I don't even know if I should really be outside. I don't know. So anyway, we shall see, but you might get your wish. After this game, I had the LA game planned, and then the Minnesota Viking, if I've actually had to cancel my flight. So my tickets, I got like some points or credit, so I can put that toward the Minnesota Viking game. I could fly straight to Minnesota, Uber to the airport, Uber to the hotel, walk to the stadium, walk back, Uber back to the airport, and be back home. So we shall see. Anyway, this channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. Again, don't forget about the Ridge Wallet Black Friday sale. They are discounted heavily right now, up to 45% off of the driver kit, which is the key holder and the wallet itself. If you just wanted the wallet, it is discounted by, I want to say about 25% or so. I think it's a little over. No, it's 33%. So again, now would be a great time to pick up one. I love my Ridge wallet. I would have never thought I would be a Ridge guy. Like I've seen them, and what really sold me was the NFL team. That was it. If it wasn't for a Lions Ridge wallet, I probably wouldn't have it. But I love it now. Took the wallet, and I was a back pocket guy, so now I'm a side pocket, and I don't know. It's kind of cool. Plus, it's a good conversation starter. Anyway, you guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other, and as always, go Lions.